everyone and welcome back. Today we will begin our discussion on Jake Davis's Honey Spot, a children's play that explores serious social and cultural issues in Australia. In this part, we will look at the historical setting, context, and narrative style of the play as well as its central characters, namely Jim, Peggy, Roger, William, and Mother. We will also examine how Davis uses childhood friendship, cultural knowledge, and connection to the land to address the themes of racial prejudice, identity, and reconciliation. By the end of this section, we will see how the play reflects the ongoing struggles of Indigenous communities while highlighting hope for understanding and social change. Let's move to the introduction of the dramatist. Jake Davis was a prominent Aboriginal Australian playwright and poet, known for using theatre to highlight Indigenous experiences and cultural identity. In Honey Spot, he addresses racial prejudice, cross-cultural misunderstanding, and the spiritual connection to the land, using the perspectives of children to make complex social issues accessible, while promoting reconciliation and understanding between the Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians. The historical context. The story takes place in a remote Australian town. The town is characterized by racial tensions and a stark division between the Indigenous population and the white settlers. The harsh landscape mirrors the harsh realities faced by the characters. The conflict. The central conflict in the story revolves around the power dynamics between the Indigenous population and the white settlers. Jim's determination to stand up against oppression and reclaim his identity drives the native forward. The conflict escalates as Peggy and her father assert their autonomy. Narrative style. Jake Davis employs a straightforward and impactful narrative style that conveys the emotional depth of the characters and the themes. The vivid use of imagery and symbolism enhances the storytelling and engages the reader on multiple levels. The dialogue between characters reveals the tension and complexities of their relationship, adding layers to the narrative. The characters include Tim, Peggy, Ranger, William, and the mother of Tim. What is the impact of this play on the readers? Honey Spot resonates with readers by shedding light on the ongoing struggles faced by Indigenous communities in Australia. The story challenges readers to confront issues of racism, identity, and power dynamics in society. Jake Davis's powerful storytelling and social commentary continues to inspire conversations about colonial legacies and the fight for justice and equality. Let's move to the summary of Honey Spot. Prologue or opening scene, the forest clearing. The play opens in a peaceful forest clearing deep in the Australian bush. The forest is calm, filled with natural sounds, the birds, the sound of the crickets, the sound of rustling leaves. This natural setting immediately introduces one of the play's central idea, the spiritual and cultural importance of land. Tim Vanali, a 13-year-old Aboriginal boy, enters the stage. He is at home in this environment, confident, relaxed, and connected to the land. He eats honey from a piece of honeycomb, symbolizing his harmony with nature. He knows the bush well and understands how to gather its gifts without destroying it. Tim's peace is interrupted when Peggy, a 12-year-old white girl, enters the clearing. She is dressed in her ballet outfit and practices her dance steps, showing her urban and European background. The contrast between Tim and Peggy's activities, like Tim's connection to the natural world and Peggy's art from Western culture, immediately establishes the play's central tension between the two opposite cultural worlds. At first, Tim hides when he sees Peggy, unsure of her intentions. Peggy notices something moving and becomes curious. Their initial encounter is awkward and filled with suspicion. They exchange brief, uneasy lines. Peggy tries to start a conversation, but Tim answers cautiously. This shows how racial divisions and prejudice have made both sides wary of each other, even children who have no personal reason to hate. Let's move to the scene 2, the first signs of friendship. Over the next few meetings, Peggy continues to visit the forest. She becomes intrigued by Tim and the way he interacts with the nature. Peggy's curiosity and friendliness gradually begins to win Tim's trust. Tim shows Peggy how he collects honey by explaining that he only cuts small holes in trees to take what he needs. If you cut down a honey tree, there would be no more honey. This line carries deep symbolic meaning. It is not just about bees or trees, but about respect, sustainability, and the Aboriginal way of life, taking only what is needed and preserving the balance. Peggy listens with genuine fascination. She starts to see the forest not as a backdrop, but as a living thing full of meaning. This marks the beginning of their intercultural understanding. However, the scene also hints at the obstacles ahead. When Peggy tells her father, the forest ranger, about her new friend, he reacts with unease. He believes that some things do not mix, exposing his racial prejudice. His views reflects the larger societal divide between white Australians and Indigenous Australians. Let's move to scene 3, the adults' world. This scene brings the adults into clearer focus and contrasts their attitudes with the innocence of the children. The ranger is shown as strict and protective of Peggy, but also narrow-minded. He represents the white colonial mindset, a belief in ownership, order, and control over nature. To him, the forest is property to be managed, not a living entity to be respected. William Manali, Tim's older cousin, appears for the first time. He is outspoken and politically aware, angry about how Aboriginal land and rights have been stolen. His dialogue is filled with resentment and he respects the voice of Aboriginal protest and historical pain. He reminds others of the suffering caused by colonization. When you Wajalas came here with your steel, you killed millions of trees and tens of thousands of my people. This line contrasts with Tim's gentle, reconciliatory nature and shows the generational and emotional complexity within the Aboriginal community. Some, like William, are filled with anger, whereas others, like Tim, believe in understanding and education. This scene ends with clear tension between the families. The ranger wants Peggy to stay away from the Renalis, while William tells Tim not to waste time with Wajalas, the white people. Both adults in their own ways reinforce the divisions that the children are trying to bridge. Let's move to the scene 4, the growing bond and cultural exchange. Despite the adults' disapproval, Tim and Peggy continue to meet secretly at their honey spot in the forest. Their friendship deepens and, through their conversation, they begin to learn from each other. Peggy teaches Tim some simple ballet steps, showing him how she moves to rhythm and music. Tim laughs at first but tries to follow her. In return, Tim shows Peggy his own ways of moving, a natural rhythm inspired by land, by birds, and by the hum of insects. These exchanges are symbolic of two cultures meeting, sharing, and blending without one dominating the other. Peggy is also surprised to learn about Aboriginal beliefs that everything in nature has a spirit and that people must respect the land as a family. She begins to realize how shallow her understanding of the world has been as compared to Tim's deep knowledge. This scene carries a light, hopeful tone. For a moment, it seems that friendship and respect might overcome all barriers. The audience sees that the next generation could truly bring change if they keep this innocence and empathy. Scene 5. The conflict and crisis. The peace of the honey spot is disturbed when a danger strikes the forest, often interpreted as a bushfire or environmental threat. The fire symbolizes destruction, fear, and the consequences of human arrogance towards nature. The ranger is called to deal with the fire, treating it as a professional emergency, while Tim and William experience it as a deeply personal loss. The land itself, their spiritual home, is burning. The fire in the place is the turning point, bringing everyone's belief into conflict. Peggy and Tim find themselves in danger as the flames grow near. Tim uses his bush knowledge, understanding wind, smoke, and safe paths to guide Peggy to safety. His bravery and intelligence saves her life. This moment demonstrates the value of indigenous knowledge that colonial society has long ignored. In the midst of chaos, the ranger realizes Tim's importance. He sees that the boy he had dismissed as just a black kid possesses wisdom and courage that he himself lacks. William, too, helps to fight the fire, proving that anger and resistance can turn into protection and care for both land and the people. Scene 6. Resolution and understanding. When the fire ends and the smoke clears, the forest, though damaged, still stands. The land has survived, symbolizing resilience and renewal. The characters emerge changed by the experience. Peggy and Tim's friendship is stronger than ever. Ranger, humble and grateful, begins to see Tim and William differently. His prejudice softens, though he is still uncomfortable, showing that change is possible but not instantly. William also seems calmer, realizing that cooperation, not anger alone, can bring progress. In the final moment, Tim and Peggy return to their honey spot. The clearing, once just a meeting place, has become a symbol of reconciliation and shared respect. The forest, the honey, and the dance now represent harmony. The sweetness that can only be found when both sides listen to each other and protect what they share. The play ends on a quiet, hopeful note. The children look out over the forest, speaking with optimism about the future. The audience is left with the sense that the next generation may heal what the history has broken. That is all for today. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next lecture.